Hey guys, Anthony here. So today I want to talk about how you can provide your clients the perfect onboarding for your AI voice agency so that they're sticking with you month after month and not churning after the first month or two. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. So obviously the goal of this is to provide them the perfect onboarding experience. How are we going to do that? Well, the best way to approach this problem is by using a method called first principles. And basically what that means is we're not approaching the problem by basically watching a video about what somebody does on YouTube, but rather thinking about it from the ground up, okay? We need to map the value from the perspective of the client. So we basically need to provide the client the maximum amount of value in the least amount of time. And we can only do that by giving them exactly what's needed. So let's first of all think about what exactly is value in the eyes of the customer and how we can do that, how we can give it to them in as little amount of time as possible. So the first thing is we need to map out what the client needs. What is the client looking for? They're looking for more money, more time, and more energy. It's pretty much every business out there. But what's amazing about AI voice agents is that it can do all three of these extremely efficiently. So let's talk about more money first of all. Well, we offer inbound AI receptionists that can help book appointments automatically 24/7. It's extremely efficient. And also for some clients that have a large database that they're not using, we can offer them an outbound caller that will basically reactivate those leads 24/7 automatically. Okay. And obviously that's going to save a lot of time and energy because nobody wants to sit at the phone all day long calling thousands of people. Okay. All right. And so let's talk about how we can achieve that goal in the minimum amount of time. Well, what is the absolute minimum that we need to provide in order to achieve that value? First of all, we need to provide them a phone number. This one's pretty easy. You just go to VAPI and just get a free number, or you buy it for pretty much free from Toledo. Second of all, we're going to need to connect some credentials. So pretty much all of your clients are going to use Google Calendar. That one's pretty simple to set up. But if they use a CRM, for example, HubSpot or Airtable or something like that, you're going to need to create like a 5-minute walkthrough video where you'll just send it to them, showing you how to create like a private app or what, depending on the CRM, of course. But basically, you're going to need to get the app token or the API key or whatever it might be for your specific CRM, and that's going to allow you to create your credential in N8N in order to connect with their CRM. And finally, we're going to need to confirm the AI script just to make sure that the AI voice agent is saying exactly what they want the agent to say and not just some random stuff that they don't want them to say. Okay. So here are some things that you're going to need to prepare before your 15-minute call. Now, a lot of people, they like to do a 40-minute technical call. That's too much. Okay. People are not that technical. Try to keep it at 15 minutes, 30 minutes maximum. Okay. 15 minutes is the goal that you're shooting for. And in order to reach that 15-minute goal, basically what we're going to do is we're going to set up the AI voice agent demo. Now, this video is going to be basically for the ultimate agent that I built for one of my students, but you basically want to have that ready so that you can give that to them during the demo. And that's going to get you about 90% of the way there. The last 10%, you just have to talk with the client and make sure that you get that figured out with them. And next thing is, obviously, I said earlier, you're going to create that walkthrough video to show them exactly how to get the app token to give to you to connect CRMs. And finally, you're going to need to write a quick demo agent script, which basically talks about the script that is going to be for your demo. So I actually created it right here, and it's basically looks like this, right? So for the ultimate agent, it's going to be Chloe, who is working for the Glow Clinic in this demo, and this is the tone. And this is basically scenario 1 for if the caller is a new patient. Okay. And then this is going to be scenario 2 for if they are an existing patient. And this basically allows you guys to both see what is being said as of right now. And then later you'll basically talk about it and you'll say, okay, well, I want this changed or I want this changed or whatever it might be. Okay. So during the call, basically what you'll do is you'll just give them the phone number and you'll ask them to call that number. And when they call that number, obviously they're going to have that conversation. And then by the end of it, they're going to be able to see that their appointment was automatically booked into their calendar. And not only that, they'll see that their CRM was updated because hopefully by now they have given you the app token and you have connected with their CRM. And then finally, once they're impressed by the demo that you just created for them, go ahead and go through the script that I just showed you and just make sure that everything is completely finalized because they'll allow you to basically deploy it for them perfectly. So once you've done that, you basically tell them, okay, well, I'm going to have your agent ready in 3 days. And that's basically going to be your promise. Because obviously, even after you've confirmed the script, you still need to do some testing. Like you just want to make sure that everything is completely good before you actually deploy it to them. But since it's actually pretty quick to do the testing, you actually do it in 2 days and then tell them that it's done within that second day. And by doing that, you're basically under promising and over delivering. And that's always good for making happy clients. So once you're ready, go ahead and send them that email and basically say that your agent's ready, and then give them that phone number so that they can put it on their website, put it in their marketing, whatever it might be. And that's literally all you need to do. It's really, really simple. And then once they've been using that for a while, basically you can do this every week, every 2 weeks, or every month. It really is up to you. I found that 2 weeks is basically the sweet spot. But basically you're going to go to these success evaluations in the Google Sheets that basically says, okay, well, the appointment was booked. What was successful? What failed? Things like that, right? And you're basically going to get all the information, put it into an AI like Gemini or ChatGPT, and basically say count the amount of appointments booked, count the amount of calls handled, um, count the amount of successes and failures, things like that. And then with the data analysis that it gives you, basically write an email to them that shows the client how many calls were saved during that period, and then also how many appointments were booked during that period. And basically what that's going to do is it makes sure that they understand the return on investment that they're getting by working with you. For example, you might be saving them like, I don't know, let's just say like 40 calls a month. And obviously that's going to be worth like, let's just say like $4,000. So that's completely worth it to be hiring you. So and then obviously the data analysis that you get from those success evaluations will tell you exactly what is working and what needs to get improved. So let's say, for example, somebody's trying to reschedule and it was unable to do that rescheduling, and that error happened about 20% of the time. And if you identify that as your bottleneck, like if that's the failure that's happened the most, then that's going to be what you're going to focus on in order to improve that for the future. So and that basically concludes how to provide your client the perfect onboarding experience and to make sure that you're fulfilling them and basically retaining them as much as possible. Because although finding new clients is important, keeping the clients that you already have is even more important. And I like to say that fulfillment is more important than um, finding new clients. So guys, if you guys enjoyed that, make sure you go to my school community and make sure you're asking any questions that you need to in the one-on-one support tab. I'll make sure to get the help that you need. And also, if you have any questions or if you're trying to build and sell AI voice agents, go ahead and check out my course that I just built. Basically, you can go ahead and download the files, but basically that's going to teach you how to do that. Okay. So if you enjoyed that video, go ahead and hit subscribe and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.